Everybody online keeps asking the same question right now. Is the Inland Empire housing market finally crashing? And honestly, I understand why people feel that way. Buyers are frustrated with mortgage rates, sellers are frustrated because homes are sitting longer, and there's a lot of uncertainty around the economy right now. But after looking at the actual April 2026 numbers for San Bernardino County, Riverside County, Chino and Chino Hills, I think most people are getting this market completely wrong. Because what I'm actually seeing right now is a market that's slowly shifting. Buyers finally have a little more leverage again, but if mortgage rates drop later this year, this market could heat back up very quickly. And toward the end of this video, I'm also going to explain why buyers waiting for rates to drop could actually face more competition instead of less. So let's get into it. My name is Christian Medina. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Inland Empire, and on this channel we talk about what it's really like living here, new construction, local communities, and what's actually happening in today's real estate market. So if that's the type of content you're into, make sure to hit the subscribe button right now. Alright, let's get into the numbers. I think the biggest mistake people are making right now is assuming all housing markets are behaving the same. National headlines are screaming, housing crash, collapsing prices, buyers disappearing, but that's not really what I'm seeing here locally in the Inland Empire. What I'm actually seeing is hesitation. A lot of buyers are waiting right now. They're nervous about rates, affordability, the economy, and many are hoping prices come down significantly before making a move. But here's the interesting part. While buyers are waiting, many sellers are already negotiating. Right now, I'm successfully getting credits for almost all my buyers. I'm seeing sellers negotiate closing costs, price reductions, builders giving incentives for rate buydowns on standing inventory, and buyers finally having more room to breathe again compared to the craziness we saw just a few years ago. But that does not mean the market is crashing. And once we get into Chino and Chino Hills, you're going to see how differently some of these markets are behaving right now. Let's start with San Bernardino County. Prices are basically holding steady year over year. And honestly, this is one of the biggest surprises in today's market. Because despite higher rates, affordability challenges, buyer hesitation, prices have remained surprisingly resilient. Inventory is definitely building compared to the ultra competitive market we saw before. But at 4.3 months of inventory, this still isn't a true buyer's market yet. It's becoming more balanced, and that's a huge difference. Homes are also taking longer to sell, and honestly, that's actually good news for buyers, because buyers finally have time to compare homes, negotiate, ask for credits, and make smarter decisions, instead of rushing into multiple offer situations. But here's the part people online are ignoring. Sellers are still getting very close to asking price. So while the frenzy has cooled, prices have not collapsed, and that's really important to understand. But here's where it gets really interesting, because once we get into Chino and Chino Hills, the numbers start telling two completely different stories. And honestly, one of these markets is behaving very differently than most people would expect right now. Now, Riverside County is showing a very similar pattern overall. Again, this is not a market crash. This is a market that's slowing down and normalizing. Homes are taking longer to move compared to before, which means buyers finally have leverage again. And this is where strategy matters, because sellers who price correctly are still selling. But sellers trying to price their home based on 6 months ago, 1 year ago, or what the neighbor got, those are the homes sitting right now. All right, let's talk about Chino first, because Chino is actually moving very fast right now. Pending sales are up significantly. Homes are still moving quickly, and properly priced homes are getting attention fast. This tells me that there's still strong buyer demand in this part of the market, especially for homes that are turnkey, cleaner, homes priced correctly, and homes in that more affordable range around the 600,000s. Chino Hills is definitely showing more softening. Homes are sitting longer, inventory is increasing, and buyers at these higher price points are becoming much more cautious. But even here, prices are still holding strong overall. That's the key takeaway. This is not a collapse, this is a shift. Now here's the part I think a lot of buyers are missing right now, because while everyone's waiting for this massive housing crash, There's actually a very specific opportunity window happening right now that didn't exist a couple years ago. And if mortgage rates drop later this year, that window would close very fast. And honestly, this may be one of the best opportunities buyers have had in years. Not because homes are suddenly cheap, but because buyers finally have leverage again. Buyers right now can negotiate credits, negotiate repairs, compare more homes, take their time, get builder incentives, get rate buydowns, and that simply was not happening a few years ago. And honestly, every buyer situation right now is different. Some buyers should move now, some should wait, some may benefit more from builder incentives or new construction opportunities. So if you want to talk through your specific situation personally, I'll put my calendar QR code right here on the screen where you can schedule a quick strategy call directly with me. Now, if you're a seller, pricing strategy matters more than ever right now. The homes that are struggling most are overpriced homes, cluttered homes, outdated homes, homes with poor presentation. The market is rewarding sellers who are realistic and punishing sellers who are chasing old pricing. Because buyers today are much more payment sensitive, and if your home doesn't stand out, buyers simply move on to the next option. So overall, the Inland Empire market is definitely shifting, but it's not crashing. Buyers finally have more negotiating power, sellers need to be more strategic, and the next move in the mortgage rates could completely change the direction of this market again. So if you're thinking about buying, selling, relocating, or just trying to understand what's happening in your specific city, you can scan the QR code on screen and schedule a quick strategy call directly with me. And if you enjoyed this update, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss future Inland Empire market updates. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.